In between A and B is a lot of risky business. Though that doesn't stop us from carting houses across country. But while many moves go right, the ones on fair go end up somewhere else. Like in Pauanui.
So this is the dream.
This is the dream, yes. We've got like an open plan, kitchen, dining, lounge, couple of extra bedrooms.
Only Cindy's dreams of a Kiwi batch don't touch the ground. Propped up on jacks on her Pauanui property.
So close, very, very close, but just so far away.
She thought she'd have spent the summer here, but instead she's still waiting to move in because of a stalemate with this house mover, Patsariki, or Rick Taikatoa.
I mean, the more they don't do their part of it too, the more nothing happens.
Sure enough, it's been this way for nearly a year.
We just envision it from the door.
The Arthur and Moore families both live in Pukekohe and go way back.
Well, we've holidayed together for many years, so we decided, that we should just, come together and purchase a property together.
They've been camping out here with the kids in cabins ever since. Then came the chance to upgrade. Early last year, the neighbours wanted to build a new house, which meant getting rid of the current one.
We thought, it was a perfect situation.
Well, for this perilous journey, the house needed to make it safely across the road. After getting quotes from a couple of different house moving companies, the families went with Rick Taikatoa of Quarry Road Contractors.
The building company that was building the new house had been in contact with him and got quotes.
All up, the cost to move the house and do the foundations was just over $25,000. The families agreed to pay Rick nearly 18 grand to get things started.
Initially, he was great. He said everything that we wanted to hear.
Including that the job could be done in a matter of weeks, just after Queen's birthday weekend. But for months, the house didn't budge.
We got every excuse under the sun. A lot of deaths in the family. That's quite recurring. Issues with his truck, issues with his drivers. It's just, you name it, we've heard it.
Then in September, while the Auckland-based families were stuck in lockdown, the house was finally moved off the old site and onto their one. Well, just.
At one point, the house was parked on a truck and the truck was basically on the roadside, so it was a hazard.
Eventually, the house was moved off the truck, but not into its final position.
It's no better off to us where it is. It may as well be across the road still.
Cindy says it's hard to get a straight answer from Rick on why he won't finish the job, and he won't take her calls.
Nothing worked. Nothing, absolutely nothing worked. So what else can we do?
So it was Fair Go's turn to try to find out. After all, Rick knows the show. He's been on it twice before.
I have done everything they wanted me to do except for pay back the money.
He said to me what he wanted, and I said, well, I'm going to do what I can do. I didn't tell God to go rain on the place, did I?
As for this job, Rick told us he can't place the house until the site has been pegged out, and that's on them.
So they go and get it surveyed, show us where the pegs are, so we can put the house down. I mean, the more they don't do their part of it too, the more nothing happens.
It does say in their contract with Rick that the new site must be marked clearly with pegs, indicating the position where the building is to be placed. If not marked, no responsibility will be accepted by the contractor as to the final position of the building. While the families did hire a surveyor to peg out the boundary, that didn't include the actual site of where the house should go. Cindy says she understood from speaking with Rick that that would be enough. And if it wasn't, why wasn't that made clear to her over the past 11 months?
They say you haven't told them that that's what you need.
Well, I don't want to say what she says, he says, because it was said when we were standing alongside.
How is she supposed to know that needs to happen if you don't communicate that? Because all along the text messaging has been about reasons why the job hasn't gone ahead. And it hasn't been about the pegs. It's been about the truck, the hydraulic pump being blown for the trailer. It's been about the weather.
Because you've got to do all this stuff first before you get to the boundary. The truck was empty. And all those other little bits and pieces, those houses are never alongside you. It isn't even on the pegs. You got to get to the pegs before you can talk about the pegs.
When we did talk pegs, eventually an agreement was made to get the surveyor back on site. Promising. In the meantime, we checked in with the group that represents oversized freight operators. The New Zealand Heavy Haulage Association reckons around 3,000 houses a year are relocated around the motu, and it's only getting more popular, especially with the explosion in building costs. In some instances, a second-hand home can be purchased and delivered for around $600 a square metre, compared to the $3,000 for a basic new build. But here's what you should know before making a move. Keep in mind it can be difficult to get a loan for a second-hand house. Banks are cautious and often won't lend until a house has been moved. When choosing a company, get a range of quotes and don't just go for the cheapest. Check they have the equipment and experience for the job. Are they members of the association? Is their gear sign written and in good nick? Ask if they have a yard that you can meet them at. In most cases, it's the house purchaser's responsibility to get the plans and building consents approved. And yes, boundary and building positioning pegs are one of the most important parts of a house relocation. Which the family say is now all sorted back here at the Batch, so they watch and wait to see if their house moves.
We wanted this done by now. We thought we had all our ducks in a row to get everything completed.
It's been hard on us, and we just would hate to see other people be in the same situation that we've been put in.